Good morning, everyone. So, video has become such a pivotal part of your marketing efforts. Our clients are craving social interaction, let's face it, and authenticity. It's not enough for us to just have a testimonial video where they say, I like you, that was great. We need more. So, how do we impart this into a video? Today at 10 to 10, we're going to have a fireside discussion with Jason Steinberg to offer some tips. Good morning, everyone. My name is Paula Madison Sierra, Power Marketing, and again, host of 10 to 10. And this morning, we have Jason Steinberg on the show. Um, Good morning, Jason.
Good
Videographer,
morning, Paula.
for artist, I still have my,
What do you got there?
it's a
Is that my
snowman that you
snowman?
carved for me and sent it to me as a Christmas present.
Oh, look at that. And here we are in springtime.
I know, right? It's still,
Tis the
makes me,
season.
it cools me down during the hot periods. But wait a second, where are you, Jason?
Well, I just got back from a board meeting. I usually sit on a board at least 3 times a week. And I'm heading back to the office. But to make sure that I got here in this call, I pulled over and, we're having our little chat. So what's up, Paula?
And I'm gonna bust you completely because just in case people don't know, Jason's a surfer, so his board meetings are literally board meetings.
Yeah, I sit on a surfboard. I sit on at least 3 times a week. It helps keep me grounded. It's
Love it.
amazing how many ideas I get for video productions that way. Like just slowing down, being in the moment, and just not thinking about much of anything, and all of a sudden just ideas come into my head. It's makes me a better person, not only as a husband and a father, but just as an artist in general.
I can imagine being out on the waves like that. Actually, this rolls perfectly into tell us a little bit more about yourself. Like, how did you even get on this path? Because video, it's just been taking off in the last couple of years. So it's still pretty new in comparison to so much at this level.
Yeah, I mean, people are finally starting to understand and desire, and they get that they need video for their websites or social media channels, things like that. But there's a lot of inexperienced video being produced still, and it just is what it is. And how I got into it was, just coming out to California in the early '90s, and meeting really unique people, and then telling all my friends back home about it, and they wouldn't believe me that there's some guy with a dashiki rolling around on roller skates with a guitar and a speaker on his back. And until you actually make a picture of that and send it to them,
Yeah.
seeing is believing. And now that video has been crammed into like a still camera, it's not only seeing is believing, but hearing is just understanding now. I got to
Yes.
come up with a phrase for that, I think.
It's like a one-way communication, but it's very voyeuristic, right? To watch and look in and see what's going on.
I mean, haven't we been doing that for the past 2+ years?
Absolutely.
Spying in on each other with our little cameras and laptops, and like not wanting to touch anybody, but yet still be in everybody's business.
Yeah, I mean, being in everyone's living room and bedrooms and uh,
Or cars.
our cars. But it's the beauty of where we are right now, because so it's actually kind of cool that you're doing it in your car to really let people know that there's accessibility in this whole thing. So, what was the norm before? Because I would see all of these great, what I thought was great anyway, testimonial videos being shot by folks like yourself. What was the norm? What was the trend before we got into this crazy pandemic period?
Well, I think people are just in such a rush these days that they want something quick and fast, and they want praise and adoration, and they want, people to say, "Oh, working with such and such was fantastic." And boom, cut and scene, post, do, done. And marketers are excited. They got a video, they get to put it up on the website. It's got the SEO, like doing all this and that. But it's like, okay, what was that experience like? What was the I mean, it just seemed a little empty. It was quick, it was fast, people can do it. I mean, anybody can do it, really. You got people with cell phones, and they can produce a quick testimonial, and they're like, "Oh, such and such was fantastic to work with." but I think there's more to it now. There's more stories. People are wanting more. Like, seeing is believing. I mean, they hear you talk about it, they hear you say it's great, but what was so great about it? You
Well,
know,
let me ask you, this kind of roll us right into what has changed then. I mean, yes, we're in a pandemic, but there's a bunch of trends going on right now. In your opinion, what's changed?
well, I think you said it earlier when you mentioned, people want to be authentic. Well, what does that mean for everyone? Like, like, how authentic are you if you're just, singing praises? Like, I get it. That's what a testimonial is all about. But at the same time, like, what else was that experience like? What happened? What did it look like to work with, the individual? And by showcasing, like, what we call in the video world
Oh no. I think I might have just lost Jason. But until he's kind of rolls back in, because this is live, so this is one of those things. And you're
sorry
back.
about that. Did,
And you're back. Continue.
yeah, I got a call from Burma and I was like, decline, thank you. Um, where was I?
You were talking about how things have changed. Um, yeah, basically how things have changed. You can't just say someone's, oh, it was great working with them. It's a great experience. There needs to be more.
There's a weird looping feedback when you talk, but what there needs to be more.
Yeah.
Yeah, the testimony, like, show us what that experience looks like. You can talk about it, you can say all these praises, but like, dive in a little bit deeper and show what that experience looks like. Shoot what we call as b-roll, that additional storytelling footage, because you're telling us the story, you're telling us how good everything was, but now you need to show us. And
Okay.
that's the trick. That's where the art of storytelling is, finally being, I think, respected in a bigger, better way, and it's just creating more thoughtful and engaging content.
All right. So one of the things that I'm seeing a lot lately, because listen, there are a lot of tools right now to help you, put a video together. It's on your iPhone. I know iPhone, Apple has like a lot of little products that makes people into experts, right? But the thing that I'm noticing is the lack of experience. They're just throwing pictures in the middle and calling that B-roll. Any pictures are just getting thrown in the middle to break it up, right? And it needs to me it needs to be more than just any pictures.
Oh,
What's your thoughts
absolutely. I
on
mean,
that?
you're not just throwing candy at people.
Yeah,
You want to eye candy, that is. You want to make sure that each image is thoughtful and is adding to the story, an integral part of that experience. And I mean, yeah, it's a lot of extra work. I mean, there are a ton of apps. I mean, I see, um, there's a new client that I'm talking to, and their marketing director, he's been shooting everything on a little GoPro and cell phone, and he's creating some decent stuff. It's more than just, hey, look at, this is what we're doing.
yeah,
he's but he's like overdoing it with the filters. It's overproduced in a way, but at the same time, it's different.
yeah.
But at the same time, going even further, you got to dive into that story, mixing it up with, a close-up shot, a medium shot, and a big wide shot that shows the whole scene. Because you can have like a carpenter, banging a hammer, and you can show the whole house, or you can zoom in and like have details of the stairs that he's putting in, making sure that your toe doesn't get, I don't know, caught on the edge or something. I'm
I mean, but for me, one of the things I'm hearing is it's you're sharing the emotion of it. It creates more of a story. It becomes very emotional as opposed to just kind of the talking head, and then slash to just a random image of the city and a bridge and blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? It's like it needs to be part of the storyline to get you energized.
Yeah, and that's human nature. I mean, without emotion, without that struggle, or like, are they going to make it? Are they going to do it? Like, how successful will this be? You got to create a little bit of drama in a way,
Mhm.
but by showcasing that emotion, I mean, the jubilation, the excitement, the surprise, or even, you go to, who was it? Einstein said, fail until you succeed. So, I mean, not everything's going to be perfect, but at the same time, it's like, show the work, the sweat, the
Yeah,
grit.
yeah.
And that is the art of the storytelling.
One of the big questions that I typically like included in the scripts for my client is, how did working with this person make you feel? I think that's a big one. Like, how did you feel working with them? And I think that's a big share as well, right? This really helps to impart some of the emotion versus what did they do for you? It's like, well, yeah, well, they did XYZ services, and those were great. They were fantastic. But to share how I felt, picking up that phone and calling this vendor and working with them every day, I think that definitely is a big one. So help me tie up some of these tips here for folks. I'm hearing thoughtful B-roll. You want to wrap that one up as we're going through? So thoughtful B-roll, um, uh, really having a proper topic, and you want to offer a third one, Jason?
Brevity.
What does that mean exactly? Explain that to the audience.
It's kind of like an elevator pitch. I mean, you meet somebody new for the first time, you bumped into them, the elevator or the stairwell or whatever. It's this executive that you've been wanting to connect with. You got 20 to 30 seconds to connect and make that impression of, intriguing them to want to learn more about you, or, just be curious. Same with video. I mean, people are, they're talking about this, they're going on and on and on and on. They got a 5-minute video and then boom, they throw it up, but not everybody's going to spend 5 minutes to watch that. You create something short, sweet, snappy within 20 to 45 seconds, chances of that video actually being viewed all the way through go up exponentially. So that's what I mean by brevity and conciseness, is keeping it short. Stay under a minute, please, because you also want to make room for your branding, your intro, your outro, making sure that people understand, like,
Yeah.
this story that's being told is related to, whatever client or consumer business that is out there.
So, question. One of the things I'm also hearing is put together a script for crying out loud. Put a script together for Pete's sake is what I'm hearing.
Oh, please. I mean, so many people want to just, spit off the cuff and like, oh, I can freestyle this, or I can just, I know my stuff. And it's like, there's times where they get in front of the camera and they want to make it so perfect and they end up doing like 100 takes. And yeah, a few extra
Has that
takes
actually
is
happened?
necessary.
Has that actually happened where someone's done 100 takes?
Yeah. And because of that, somebody I now have in my clause, like, this is a hour shoot. If we go over said time limit, I'm charging you more money. And it's amazing how quickly they like want to stick on script, or, go with it. Or we get done with the script and I'm like, do you have anything to add? And sometimes there's gold nuggets to be found later. Like, once you get going, people come up with other ideas, or there's been a new experience since the script got written. But 9 times out of 10, the script is gold. It's a collaboration between the client and the testimonial, and it's like, okay, what was that story? How did it make you feel? You keep it nice and short, 20 to 45 seconds,
Yeah,
and it's golden.
perfect. You know? Well, Jason, thank you so much for this quick tip today. Hopefully, it gets people on great paths. Because listen, there are folks who are still a little nervous about interacting, and you still need that testimonial video. It just gives them some great food for thought as they move forward. So I appreciate that. But at all times, guys, if you need to do more and really dive into a storyteller who knows what he's doing, and get you back to working on your business, please reach out to my guest, Jason Steinberg, today. And if you're ready for marketing, and to have a marketing department come in and actually help you, reach out to me at Power Marketing. I love what you said to me, so I'm going to use that quote today. Just tell the story. You don't want to just tell the story, you want to show the story. Quote by Jason Steinberg. Thank you very much for that. And
And
as
don't forget,
always,
feel the story.
video the story, right? Don't just tell the story, video the story, show the story, you know. My continued mission is to introduce you to everyday experts and businesses to showcase their expertise and share their expertise with you. And of course, I also offer marketing tips and tricks to inspire you as well. We're on every Thursday at 10 a.m. on live on LinkedIn. And I keep getting asked, by the way, I'm going to say this real quick, Jason. It's live. I know we can have a whole nother conversation about your opinion on live. But yeah,
Wait, we're done? We can't go on for another hour?
not
That is so
pre-recorded.
easy with us.
There's no pretty here. We're doing this right off the cuff, and just simply doing it. This is a live show on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, like you said earlier, if anybody has a question, please feel free to reach out.
yeah.
Be more
Oh,
than happy
Jason,
to
where
check
can
it
they
out.
get in
And,
touch with you,
you
by
know,
the way? Uh, Instagram, website. How can they find you?
getsteinbergimagery.com. Get it?
So go get steinbergimagery.com, by the way. Should they connect with you on LinkedIn as well for the business to business guys? We are on LinkedIn right now. Should
I'm a
they?
little bit more active on Instagram these days. I
Oh,
mean,
really?
I am on LinkedIn, but I don't check my messages like once a week. Instagram, I'm on there every day. It's a lot more fun.
And it's a visual medium anyway, which is
Yeah.
all you. Hey, listen, viewers, you continue to amaze me. Stay strong, keep moving forward. There's a lot going, and it was so hard to have this conversation with Europe falling apart this morning, but stay strong and keep moving forward. There's a lot going on. We got to muscle up to get ready for some stuff. So thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Jason,
Paula.
thank
Thanks
you
for
so
having
much,
me. Great to
sir.
see you again.
I'm sorry that I interrupted your board meeting, but thanks for doing this.
Some days you got to have quick board meetings.
Thank you so much, sir. Take care, everyone.